Good evening. Welcome to Wright-Patt Credit Union's annual business meeting. I'm Joe Linsenmeyer, Chairman of the Board of Directors. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. Once again this year, we are hosting our annual business meeting online. Building on the success of last year's virtual meeting, we'll be using this digital platform to look back at the year that was 2021. We'll share real member stories showing how our cooperative credit union was able to help them achieve greater financial flexibility and freedom. You'll meet some of our partner employees who truly have a passion for helping people. You'll also hear a little more about Wright-Patt Credit Union's vision for 2022 and beyond. And of course, we'll be sharing the results of our annual board elections. Before we go further, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to our former president and CEO, Doug Fecker, for his 27 years of service to Wright-Patt Credit Union. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to have worked so closely with him and watched our credit union thrive under his steady leadership. Doug has passed the torch to our new president and CEO, Tim Islansky, who will be sharing his report later in this meeting. At the end of the video presentation, Tim and I will be on hand live to answer any questions from the membership. To make this official, we'll begin things with the determination of quorum. Our Code of Regulations requires that 0.5% of our total voting membership must be present in person or by writing to constitute a legal annual business meeting. We received more than 8,000 votes in our board election, well over the required voting membership representation. The quorum requirement has been met. I therefore declare this a legal meeting. Before we get into the details, I'd like to take a moment and introduce your Wright-Patt Credit Union Board of Directors and Executive Leadership Team. First, our Board of Directors. Rachel Goodspeed, Director. Leah Hansman, Director. Michael McGrath, Major, U.S. Air Force retired, Assistant Secretary. Joseph Mucci, Treasurer. Adam Sheets, Vice Chairman. Dr. Robert Sweeney, Director. Dr. Charles Schau, Jr., Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force retired, Secretary. Bonnie Smith, Assistant Treasurer. And now our Wright-Patt Credit Union President and Chiefs. Tim Islansky, President and Chief Executive Officer. Roseanne Schutzman, Chief Operating Officer. Daniel Smith, Chief Financial Officer. Eric Bugger, Chief Lending Officer. Amy Riley, Chief Administrative Officer. Molly Lampy, Chief Compliance Officer and General Counsel. Representing our auditing firm, BKD, Certified Public Accountant and Senior Manager Kyle Fessler is also on hand tonight. We are also providing our 2021 meeting minutes digitally, so you can find links to these documents through our website at WPCU.coop/annual meeting. Let the record show that the minutes of the 2021 annual business meeting, as included in the annual business meeting notice, were approved by mail ballot. With those formalities out of the way, I'd like to jump right into why we are here tonight. Wright-Patt Credit Union's report to the community and how we're working to make our membership stronger by helping members achieve greater financial flexibility and freedom in their lives. Make Wright-Patt Credit Union the best place our partner employees have ever worked, and help build stronger, more economically sound, and savvy communities in the areas we serve. Throughout 2021, we continued to find our way through the ebbs and flows of a global pandemic, striving to get our lives back to some semblance of normalcy. At Wright-Patt Credit Union, we did our best to be smart and keep our members and partners safe while still meeting the varied financial needs of our members. Despite the COVID challenges, I am pleased to report that 2021 was one of our credit union's best years ever. Membership grew more than 7% in 2021, finishing at just under 450,000 members by year's end. Your credit union's total assets grew by almost $1 billion, finishing at more than $7.1 billion, a 14% increase. Wright-Patt Credit Union remains financially strong and well capitalized with a net worth of 10.7%, which is well above the required 7% capitalization. This means greater value and returns to our members. We opened new member centers in Piqua, Reynoldsburg, Gahanna to better serve our membership. we paid out our largest patronage dividend ever to our members, $10.5 million. These are all good things, and we're pleased to share them with you. But the real question remains, how well did we achieve the credit union's reason for being, helping our members, our partner employees, and stakeholders? To begin to answer that question, Rachel, a financial coach from our Twin Towers Member Center, has a story that she's going to share with us.
I had pulled a loan for a member from the WPCU, and it wasn't too wild. It was a couple $1,000s initially to pay off some debt. And looking at everything, I knew I needed to reach out to the member to get the full picture of what they're looking to pay for. They shared with me that, oh gosh, it's heartbreaking. One of their grandbabies got cancer. You know, you apply for care credit and it sends out offers to like 1,000 different, they're predatory lenders in my opinion, with what they're charging, and you're approved for $2,500 and you'll pay $250 a week for 2 years, and it comes out to like you end up paying $10,000. And so it was a bunch of little loans like that. Like your interest rates are in the triple digits, and that's insanity. When you're in that pinch and you're in that situation, you need to take care of this visit, you need to pay for this treatment. I understand 1,000% why you would do that. It's hard to get yourself out from under that. Their grandbaby, they said, is doing really well, had been responding to the treatments, and so they were at a spot now where they could, let's start focusing on getting us out of this. If you're wanting to pay off debt, this amount that you're requesting, it's a very small chunk. We can try for something to cover everything, and this is really gonna be what helps you. Let's ask for as much as we can get and then negotiate down. You'll have a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a fixed rate. Neither one of them were optimistic at all. And it got approved. And when I saw that approval in the office, I started crying. I'm an emotional person. I'll cry at anything. And calling them to tell them, and they were both on speakerphone. We didn't get it, did we? No, we got it, and this is the terms. I could hear both of them start, all three of us are just crying on the phone together because it was a pretty big long shot, and to be able to get that for them was just amazing.
Thank you, Rachel, for sharing that powerful story and truly embodying the people-first values and compassion of Wright-Patt Credit Union. People helping people, it's what we're all about. It's at the center of everything we do, whether it's going the extra mile to help out a member as Rachel did, or thinking about our lending or saving programs in a fresh new way to deliver greater value to our varied membership. All totaled, in 2021, Wright-Patt Credit Union loaned more than $2.9 billion to help our members. We helped more than 5,000 members across Southwest and Central Ohio with their home mortgages. This included refinancing to make loans more affordable or to consolidate debt, providing members with greater financial strength and peace of mind. Through our first-time homebuyer program, we helped 700 members and their families to make the dream of home ownership a reality. Through Wheels for Work, a program we launched in 2020 to help members who may not otherwise qualify for credit, we loaned over $7.4 million, providing essential transportation to more than 545 members. Misty from Groveport is one of those members that we were able to help through this special program. Not only were we able to get her an auto loan when other institutions couldn't, we were able to put her into her dream car. Let's take a moment and listen to what she has to say about the experience.
Basically have wanted a Wrangler for a couple years. Decided it was time to start looking for my actual Wrangler. A couple different finance companies said they wanted too much money, couldn't finance me, too high interest rate. I stopped at a final place like, okay, one more shot. That Wrangler was sitting there and the salesman said, give Wright-Patt a chance. I didn't hold much water because I'd had so many doors shut in my face already. So it was pretty amazing when they called. I was at work and was like, who's this? And I knew it was from the Dayton area, just from the area code. Asked me a few more questions and actually told me no, I didn't fit. And a couple hours later, a young lady named Lisa called me, asked me to come up with a few more dollars down and made it fit my budget. Other financial institutions have not given me the options or explained my options as well as Wright-Patt has. I can't say enough. So I've even applied for another loan so you guys could help me reach another goal, and was very, very pleasantly surprised with the outcome of that. I had gastric bypass 12 years ago, and I need to have revision surgery. Insurance now is not helping me with that. I applied for a loan to help get it covered, and you guys are helping me get my revision surgery. You guys are helping me achieve that goal. So I talk about you guys almost as much as I talk about my Jeep.
Helping our members reach their goal and realize their dreams is one of the most rewarding things about being part of Wright-Patt Credit Union. Before I hand the meeting off to our new president and CEO, Tim Mislansky, I have one more member story that I would like to share with you. It's another story about a member with a dream. It also provides an excellent introduction to a new member business service offering, the Small Business Administration 7A loan, which will allow us to help even more small businesses and members with big dreams.
So I met Alan in June of 2021. Alan was a general manager for the Cheesecake Factory. He had many, many restaurants and many employees underneath him, and he was thinking about making a change. So he connected with our retirement services department, and they started looking at different options for his third act of his career. He was in the military, then Cheesecake Factory. What is he going to do with the rest of his life? And what he wanted to do was open restaurants for himself. So he decided to explore franchise restaurant opportunities.
I traveled a lot, about 150 nights a year on the road, staying at a hotel. So when you're at a hotel, you eat a lot of different restaurants. There's a lot of great companies out there, a lot of great franchises out there, speaking in the restaurant franchise, food service side of things.
And the one that appealed to him most was Charlie's Cheese Steaks.
They're a very veteran-friendly organization, very good, high-quality food, a lot of good things that I look for in a company. And working with Andy and a couple of really good gentlemen here from Wright-Patt, got the process with Wright-Patt going and everything went great.
Took his application, brought it to our credit department and our sales team manager. So we started going down the underwriting road, and he got approved and ultimately closed.
Obviously, coming out of the pandemic, everything takes just a little bit longer than it used to, but we're almost there. We open up April 29th. So right now we're actually in the hiring stage and finishing touches on construction. Mainly it was with Andy, but all the other individuals along the way here at Wright-Patt were great to work with, and I appreciate just the open communication. And I don't even have any reason to look for a different bank because Wright-Patt offers everything that I've ever needed.
That is the most rewarding part of my job. We're going to change Alan's life. He's no longer going to work a high-pressure corporate job managing hundreds of people in dozens of restaurants. He's going to be his own boss. He's going to build equity in the business for his family for years to come. His children may inherit the restaurants and operate them. So this is something that's setting him up for the future, and to be involved with something like that is very rewarding for me.
Really appreciate Wright-Patt's influence and help along the way of getting me to where I am today and continuing the partnership and working with Wright-Patt for years to come.
I am definitely going to get a cheesesteak. I love cheesesteaks.
Thank you, Joe. What a great story. Much success to Alan and his new venture. And thank you to everyone out there watching for being with us tonight. Let me start by saying how honored and humbled I am to have been named the president and CEO of Wright-Patt Credit Union late last year. Humbled because of the incredible confidence placed in me by the board to lead our amazing team in this incredible organization. And honored to carry forward the legacy set forth by Doug Fecker, a tremendous leader who's helped Wright-Patt Credit Union reach new heights in delivering exceptional value for our members, in doing right by our partner employees, and making real differences in the communities we serve. Echoing Joe's sentiments, I'd like to say thank you to Doug for his steady leadership and unwavering dedication to our credit union. I'm fortunate to have had such an excellent mentor and friend. Before I go further, I want our members, partner employees, and all our stakeholders to know how much I believe in the power of our credit union and its power to transform lives and elevate people, helping them lead the lives they want to live. Unlike banks, we are beholden to you, our members. When members like you believe in the benefits you receive from your cooperative credit union, then you use it more. And when you use the credit union more and more, and we manage it well, the result is a good year, which translates into lower loan rates, better savings rates, and reduced fees. That's the beauty of our credit union. We are truly stronger together. Another good indicator of the health and strength of your credit union is the special patronage dividend that we paid out to members for 2021. Banks pay out dividends to their shareholders, but we pay out our excess earnings to you, our members. In this year, we were able to pay out the largest patronage dividend ever, $10.5 million. We're pleased to be able to put more money in our members' pockets with this record-breaking dividend. Another huge differentiator for Wright-Patt Credit Union is our people. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We know that our members can get their financial needs met elsewhere, but you can only experience our people here at Wright-Patt Credit Union. That's how we make a real difference, by taking great care of people. I tell our partner employees all the time that our job is to take better care of members than anybody else, and in return, the members will take better care of their credit union, and then the credit union is able to take even better care of the employees. It's a virtuous circle and the most simple explanation of what we do. To illustrate how our partners are living up to this, I'd like to introduce you to two of our Wright-Patt Credit Union financial coaches who are making a difference for our members every single day.
I love people and I love helping people. I had a member come in that needed to just change her date on her car payment. And she had a couple questions on whether she should keep her car or trade it in because it was giving her a little bit of hassle. So as I'm going through her credit with her, we're looking at all the opportunities that I could do to help her. And I said, I can take this one and I can refinance this one. And she's like, you can? I'm like, yeah, we can put the application in. And she's like, but I always get told no. I said, it's okay. I said, we could just put it in and let's try to put it in. And she said, okay. I got an instant approved for her and she saw it. And she was like, started crying as soon as she saw it. I said, we got you approved. And she's like, oh my gosh. And she was just super excited and she gave me a hug because she couldn't help it. And I ended up adding on a checking account for her and getting her a small installment loan and changing her payday on her vehicle loan so she's more comfortable in making her payments. I love that feeling when members tell me that they breathe a sigh of relief and they have peace of mind as to what the future holds for them.
We have people who care. The whole mantra of what we do is to help the member improve their life. There's a young guy that called in and he called in about his auto loan and he's like, I've been making my payments on time and it doesn't seem that my balance is dropping down that much and I'm ready to turn the car in. And I was like, okay, permission to be Uncle Mark for a minute. Will you let me have that? And he says, yes, okay. I said, son, you bought this car, you applied for this loan. So if you turn this car in on a repo, that's going to follow you for 10 years. And I want to ask you a question. Do you want that to follow you? Or do you just want to man up, if you will, make that payment every month and pay this vehicle off so that you can have the life that you want? I want to ask you, which one of those do you want to do? He said, Mr. Hampton, I'll make the payments. I said, okay, son, you have a good day. And that was the end of the discussion. I wasn't willing to say, yeah, you could turn it in if you want. No, I wasn't willing to say that because I knew if I did, it would impact his life in a negative way. And I couldn't have that on my conscience, to be honest with you.
Thank you, Mark and Trina, for sharing your stories and for all you do for our members. We are fortunate to have over 1,000 partner employees just like them who are the essential ingredient to the success of our credit union. Next, I'd like to talk to you about a couple of programs that we introduced late last year that I'm very excited about. And if the initial numbers are any indication, our membership is as well. The first is QCash, a new loan program that allows members to borrow up to $4,000 quickly and easily, all without a credit check. The loan decision is based primarily on a member's relationship and experience with the credit union. From application to approval to funding, everything is usually done in less than 10 minutes. It's a fast and easy way for members to get a little extra when they need it the most, whether it's an unexpected home expense or an emergency car repair. QCash is a smart alternative to high interest rate loans, helping our members borrow smarter. Through the end of January, we have already issued 11,000 QCash loans for almost $18 million. In October 2021, we also launched My Credit Score, a new online tool for providing members with instant access to their credit report. It also offers helpful tips for improving their credit. In the program's first 6 months, nearly 50,000 members had signed up for this program, making it one of the most impactful programs in the history of the credit union. It's a tremendous resource to help our members improve their credit score, borrow smarter, and achieve greater financial flexibility and freedom. And our team is in discussions about even more ways we can bring innovative solutions to our members in the future. In addition to helping our members build their financial strength, Wright-Patt Credit Union is dedicated to helping build strength within the communities we serve by way of the Wright-Patt Credit Union Sunshine Community Fund, the charitable giving arm of your credit union. Last year, the Sunshine Community Fund was declared an official 501c3 public foundation. As a public charity, the Sunshine Community Fund works closely with nonprofits to help improve, strengthen, and safeguard the financial security of vulnerable populations within our community. In 2021, through the fundraising efforts of our partner employees as part of what is now called the Inspiration Committee, the Sunshine Community Fund awarded $142,000 to help worthwhile organizations such as Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Central Ohio, Advocates for Basic Legal Equality, Fisher Nightingale House, YMCA of Central Ohio, Daybreak, and Hannah's Treasure Chest, among many others. Since 2009, we have raised $2.1 million and awarded $1.6 million in inspiration grants to 36 different nonprofits located in Southwest and Central Ohio. And that's to say nothing of the scores of partnerships, workshops, and presentations that Wright-Patt Credit Union has facilitated throughout our area's schools, churches, senior centers, and other community organizations to further the cause of financial learning and help give people the tools and knowledge they need to spend wisely, save better, and borrow smarter. Despite the challenges of a world finding its way through life in the time of COVID-19, I'm proud of the way your credit union once again rose to the occasion and continued to meet the needs of our membership. As Joe stated and the numbers bear out, 2021 was one of our best years ever. And we're doing our best to carry that momentum into 2022. It's an exciting time as we'll also be celebrating our credit union's 90th anniversary of helping people through life. Watch for more information on this later this summer. Looking forward in 2022 and beyond, we're working hard to increase our impact throughout the state of Ohio. We will soon be opening a new member center in Grove City in Central Ohio and expect to add another in Canal Winchester by the end of the year. We're also pleased to announce that we have decreased or eliminated some of our fees to provide additional relief for our members. We reduced our non-sufficient fund fee from $19 to $9. We also eliminated our 60-cent foreign ATM transaction fee. We estimate this will save our members $2.4 million in fees in 2022 alone. These fee changes went into effect earlier this month. We believe lowering fees will reduce stress and anxiety for our members. It will allow you to keep more of your hard-earned money when unfortunate overdrafts occur. We will continue to evaluate our fee structures and look for ways to provide even more relief and peace of mind for members. Diversity and inclusion remain a focal point for Wright-Patt Credit Union. Under the leadership of Ivy Glover, our Director of Social Impact, we are continuing to expand our diversity and inclusion programs to foster a more complete understanding of the needs of our members from all backgrounds and perspectives, and to ensure all our partner employees can be their best, most authentic selves at work. Here's Ivy with a few words about these initiatives.
Thanks, Tim. As mentioned, we've formalized a focus on social impact, diversity, and inclusion to ensure a few things. As an organization, we are engaged, aware, and responsibly navigating the matters that affect our members and our community, while also acknowledging, embracing, and honoring the broad diversity of those we serve. We're promoting an environment where all of our partner employees and future employees can thrive and grow as their best authentic selves. And we're ensuring that we are inclusive with our products, programs, and processes, both current and those in the future. Last year, we kicked off a strategic plan to drive our efforts. Some specific actions included establishing our social impact promise, focus areas, and community standards, which provide scope and direction to our work. Launching our Inclusion, Diversity, and Equal Access Strategies Collaborative, a team of volunteer employees championing our initiatives. Establishing capacity-building partnerships with organizations such as the Ohio Diversity Council, African American Credit Union Coalition, and Central State University. And we introduced chats to engage in courageous and curious conversation around topics that impact our ability to serve and support one another. This year, we continue moving ahead, providing learning and engagement resources for partner employees at all levels, launching Impact Hours, which allow our teams to get out and volunteer for causes dear to their hearts. We're creating spaces that will help amplify many member voices and continuing to evaluate how to deliver inclusive experiences for everyone, regardless of your needs or where you are on your financial journey. And finally, we're fostering opportunities to increase vendor and supplier diversity while exploring how we can make a more positive impact on the small, minority, women, and veteran-owned business community. Our social impact theme is connecting through similarities and learning through differences. This is our commitment as we continue to help people through life in an ever-evolving world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivy. We look forward to seeing more from you on this front throughout the year. Before I conclude my remarks, I'd just like to mention a few of the awards and recognition Wright-Patt Credit Union received last year. Dayton Magazine recognized Wright-Patt Credit Union as the best bank or credit union in the area. Forbes named Wright-Patt Credit Union a top credit union in Ohio. Springfield News-Sun named Wright-Patt Credit Union the best financial services firm in 2021 Best of Springfield Awards. And the Dayton Business Journal recognized Wright-Patt Credit Union as the 2021 Business of the Year in the category of Best Customer Service Business, and also one of the best places to work in Dayton. It's an honor to be recognized both regionally and nationally for the work we do on behalf of our members. But again, all of the credit goes to our amazing people and the genuine caring culture that's at the core of our credit union. Before we move on to the results of our board election, I'd like to present one more story to you. It's not necessarily a story about how we saved a member money or how we were able to provide this product or that financial product. It is, however, one that underscores the profound and deeply personal impact we can have on each other's lives. Here's Janelle, financial coach at our Kettering Member Center, to share.
One day, a older lady came in and I was helping her and I recognized her last name. After that, I told her that my you know, her son had helped my brother multiple times, and that I told her who my brother was and she knew who he was. And after that, like, she would come back in to see me. Her husband passed away, and when her husband passed away, she came in with her son, Mark, and wanted to add Mark to her account and to get everything squared away. So I helped them through all of that. After her husband passed away, a couple years later, her son and her daughter-in-law both passed away within a few months of each other. And then her grandson actually passed away the year after that. So she became more frazzled as she aged over the years. One day she came in and she was so upset. Her back windshield had broken out right before she came to the member center. And she was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to call. And she left. So I called her son, Mark, and I was like, Mark, you know, you gotta call your mom. He called me, you know, a couple days later, and he's like, I'm never gonna forget that you called me to do that, and just want to let you know she's okay. Right as COVID, you know, came about, Mark came through the drive-thru, her son, and I asked him, how's Jane doing? And he said, we moved her to a nursing home, but she's still doing really good, you know? And I said, oh man, I'd love to see her, you know, and you just kind of always think that you have more time. This past November, Mark called me and he said, hey, I need some help with my accounts. You care if I come in? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And he just kind of paused and I was like, is everything okay? And he said, well, I hate to tell you this over the phone, but Mom passed away yesterday. You know, he's like, I just want you to know that my mom had a friend in you and we'll never forget everything that you did for her. And her grandson actually reached out to me and he said, I want you to know that you did a lot for my grandma and we would love to have you at the memorial service. Please come. And so I did go. I just feel like that's kind of what we're about, is building those relationships. I feel like a lot of the members that I help are people that I've helped before and have come back, and, you know, they know about my lives. They ask about my kids, you know, and so I definitely feel like Wright-Patt supports that.
When I talk to partner employees, I remind them how important the work we do at Wright-Patt Credit Union is, how much it matters to our members and our communities, and how it's noble work. We truly make a difference in people's lives. So thank you to Janelle for sharing this story about your personal connection with a member, and to all our partner employees for what they do every day to make a real and impactful difference for our members. I'm now going to pass you back to Joe Linsenmeyer, our board chair, who will update us on the results of the 2022 board elections. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. We bring the annual 2022 meeting to a close. We're pleased to announce that the following individuals were elected by membership by mail and electronic ballot to serve 3-year terms on the board of directors: Leah Hansman, Michael McGrath, and Adam Sheets. Congratulations to all of them. I'm very confident they will continue to serve our credit union's mission of helping our members through life with passion and commitment. With the official business of the annual business meeting concluded, this meeting is adjourned. Much thanks to everyone involved in making our annual election and annual business meeting a success. We greatly appreciate your time and effort.